going on?
They're talking a buyout, and I think that the thing that's the holdup, or it may have already been done, is the length of the non-compete. I don't know that, which I thought was weird, because even if it's 6 months, let's say it's a 6-month non-compete, it's like Punk's not going to be able to wrestle for WWE, but he could go on their television. And I think that maybe that's what the issue is. If he's getting like a big payout, and he's already made a lot of money there, the idea that he would then walk on WWE television like in 2 weeks or something like that is probably something that Tony Khan wants to avoid. But it's one of those things. It's what's going on. So it looks very unlikely that Punk will be back. I mean, things can always change. The firing of Ace Steel was probably the sign that Punk was not going to be brought back, because if he was, I think obviously Punk would work very, very hard to save him, save his position and everything like that. And, there was a lot of, I think that, again, much of the locker room felt when the thing happened that Punk and Steele had to go. Not everyone, everyone's got a different opinion, but it says a lot, because let's face it, Punk was a big drawing card there, and Tony Khan worked very, very hard to get Punk, and you could see his reactions, and I think that he would have done anything if it was viable to try to work it out, and I guess it was not viable, or because that it kind of speaks for itself in a lot of ways. That with the fact that he's got 6 months before he could come back anyway, and time, I'm not saying time heals all wounds, but time can heal many wounds. That they didn't just wait it out and try to talk everyone out, and try to like mend fences, and they did not do that. So that tells you that I think it tells you Tony Khan felt he had no alternative in the situation.
Do you think that CM Punk would be interested in going to WWE, and do you think that WWE would be interested in CM Punk?
Well, if it was a couple of years ago, CM Punk had an interest in WWE, and WWE at that time had no interest in CM Punk. Fox really tried to push them to bring back Punk, and they would give the Fox the story that like he just wants too much money. It's just not worth it or whatever. So at that time was no. Now everything's different. It would be an incredible coup on paper for Paul Levesque to bring in and Nick Khan to bring in CM Punk. So I'm not saying that they would be interested, because I don't know. I haven't talked to him. I'm just saying that like it's a possibility. Would he be willing to go there? I think so. Would there be problems? You just don't know. On paper people go, oh well, he'll just be unhappy again, and maybe you're right, but every situation's different. So I don't have a great answer, because I'm not the one making the call. If I was making the call, I don't know what I would do in this situation. It's definitely something that you would debate on what you would do. Again, he would be a big merchandise seller. He would get a gigantic reaction. He would help ratings at first, and then could he be very, very valuable if he wanted to be? Obviously not for 6 months, but if he wanted to be very valuable, his name is strong. He's got a fan base. That fan base will forgive, him or not care about what he did in the other company. So there's a good argument to bring him in. But there's a lot of bitterness there on both, and there is on both sides. That's why I think it's kind of sad the AEW thing didn't work out for him, because he had the bitterness with WWE, and it would have been very difficult to go there. And with AEW, he started with a clean slate, and unfortunately, things happened the way they did.
All right. You also have a quick correction from the Observer about the Jericho